Decoded.
Hey bookworms, and welcome back to Book Decoded. We are diving into a fascinating read today. It's the Book of Shadow Work by Keila Shaheen, and it promises to help us unlock our hidden potential.
Yeah, going deep into the world of shadow work, a concept by the famous psychologist Carl Jung.
Now, when I first heard that term shadow work, I have to say it was a bit intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
Like, are we summoning spirits or something?
Not quite, but it does involve confronting those parts of ourselves that we tend to keep hidden, even from ourselves. Think of it as those less than glamorous qualities we try to sweep under the rug. Maybe it's impatience, jealousy, or just a quirky habit that we don't love.
Okay, so we're talking about those bits and pieces of our personality that we might not be so proud of. But how does acknowledging this shadow self actually help us grow?
That's where it gets interesting. Jung believed that these shadow aspects, even the seemingly negative ones, hold a key to personal growth. It's not about erasing them, but about understanding and integrating them into our conscious selves.
So it's not about becoming some perfectly polished version of ourselves, but more about accepting all parts of who we are, even the messy bits.
Exactly. And Keila Shaheen takes this complex psychological theory and makes it practical with steps anyone can take. She starts with understanding our emotions.
Okay, emotions, something we all experience, but don't always fully understand.
Right. She provides a sort of field guide to emotions to help us identify them not just by name, but by how they actually feel in our body. Like, she describes apprehension as a low vibration feeling, often felt as those familiar butterflies in the stomach or tension in your neck and shoulders.
Oh, I know those butterflies all too well. It's like she's giving us a language to decode our own emotional landscape, right?
Exactly. And once we are more aware of our emotions, we can start to recognize when our shadow selves are at play. Shaheen even suggests mapping out your own emotional landscape by noting where different emotions show up physically.
That's a pretty cool exercise. So we're tuning into our emotions, but what else does Shaheen recommend for shadow work?
Journaling is a big one. She encourages pouring those fears and insecurities onto paper. It's about unraveling their roots and understanding where they stem from. She even shares her personal journaling experiences, including how it helped her process a childhood trauma and gain new understanding of her mother's actions.
Wow, that must have been incredibly powerful for her, revisiting those tough memories and finding a new perspective.
Absolutely, and it speaks to the transformative potential of shadow work. It's not about judging ourselves for these hidden parts, but approaching them with compassion and curiosity.
It's like we're shining a light on those dark corners within ourselves and realizing they're not so scary after all. In fact, they might even hold valuable insights.
Exactly, and Shaheen doesn't stop there. She introduces a whole toolkit of techniques to help us on our shadow work journey.
Okay, so we've got emotions in journaling as a starting point, but I'm curious about those other techniques you mentioned. What else does Shaheen have up her sleeve?
Well, she delves into some fascinating areas like active imagination, engaging in a dialogue with figures from your dreams or subconscious.
Hold on, we're talking about literally talking to our dreams. That sounds a bit out there even for me.
It might sound unusual, but think of it as giving a voice to those whispers from your subconscious mind. Shaheen gives a step-by-step guide on how to do this and even offers prompts to get you started.
All right, color me intrigued. I'm willing to try it. What else is in this treasure trove of techniques?
She also talks about dream analysis, paying close attention to recurring symbols or themes in your dreams to uncover hidden meanings. She even suggests drawing or painting those dream images.
I love that idea, turning dream interpretation into an art project.
Exactly. It's all about deepening your connection with your unconscious mind. And speaking of hidden worlds, Shaheen also explores using divination tools like tarot cards for shadow work.
Tarot cards.
Oh,
Now we're venturing into mystical territory.
hold on. It's not about fortune telling. Shaheen emphasizes that using tarot for shadow work is about self-exploration. Think of the cards as prompts for introspection, helping you uncover hidden patterns and beliefs.
Okay, so it's more like using the cards as a mirror to reflect on our inner selves rather than predicting the future.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual exploration. Shaheen connects shadow work to a wider understanding of the world through the concept of archetypes.
Archetypes. Fill me in.
These are universal patterns of behavior and symbolism that exist in the collective unconscious. Think of those classic characters we see in stories throughout history: the hero, the villain, the wise sage.
So we're talking about those universal stories and figures we all seem to unconsciously connect with.
You got it. Shaheen encourages us to identify which archetypes are most active in our own lives. Are we embodying their positive qualities or their shadow sides?
So it's about becoming aware of those roles we play and making conscious choices about how we embody them.
Precisely. And it helps us understand not only ourselves, but also the patterns that play out in society as a whole.
This is all so fascinating. I'm already starting to see things in a new light.
That's the power of shadow work. It can shift your perspective and help you understand yourself and the world around you on a much deeper level.
Okay, so we've uncovered all these techniques for shadow work, like journaling and dream analysis, to even using tarot cards as like a self-reflection tool. It's a lot.
It is, and it's important to remember that shadow work isn't one size fits all, you know? It's about finding what works for you and creating a practice that feels right for your own journey.
Yeah, that makes sense. We're all unique individuals, so our shadow work would be too.
Exactly. And a key takeaway from Shaheen's book is that shadow work isn't a destination, it's a process. It's continuously showing up for ourselves with curiosity and compassion.
So it's not like achieving enlightenment, but embracing self-discovery.
Precisely. And that journey can be tough at times, but it's ultimately rewarding. By integrating our shadow selves, we unlock a deeper level of authenticity, creativity, and personal power.
It sounds like shadow work isn't just about personal growth, but creating a more compassionate and understanding world.
Absolutely. When we do our own inner work, it ripples outwards. We become more accepting of ourselves and others, and that can have a huge impact on our relationships and communities.
That's a beautiful thought. So what would you say to someone hesitant to try shadow work?
Start small. Be gentle with yourself. Maybe try a simple journaling exercise or reflect on your dreams. You don't have to dive into the deep end right away.
And if someone needs a little extra support,
Shaheen talks about the importance of community and guidance. Don't be afraid to reach out to a therapist or join a support group. There are people who get it and can offer support and encouragement.
this has been amazing exploring the book of shadow work. I feel inspired to continue my own shadow work journey, and I hope our listeners are too.
If you're interested in what we talked about today, I really encourage you to check out Keila Shaheen's book. It's full of practical help and inspiring ideas to start you on your own journey of self-discovery and transformation.
And remember, embracing your shadow self isn't about being perfect, but about being whole. It's about accepting every part of yourself, even the messy bits, and making them part of a more authentic and fulfilling life. Until next time, happy reading, and may your shadows guide you towards wholeness.